Hey everyone, it's Melissa. I'm going to do the quick tutorial on the bookmark for your planner. This is the one I made originally. I'm going to make myself a new one, and I'm going to make one for the winner of the planner, which is Shoe Princess 1. So what I used was acrylic and vinyl, and I have some washi tape on the end, but anyway, I'm going to show you how quick and easy this really is to do. The acrylic that I used came from a place called stufforscrapbooking.com, but you can use any acrylic. It doesn't matter. You can even use some heavy-duty clear packaging to do this. So I'm using the actual crafting plastic from Stuff for Scrapbooking, like I said, and it's the .020 clear plastic 12 by 12 sheets. There's 25 sheets in this package, and I just love it. So leave the blue film on the plastic until you're ready to put your title or whatever you're going to put on it. Cut off a 3-inch piece, and then I cut it down to 8 inches, and so I'm left with this. The first thing we're going to do is punch the holes. And the holes are the key to pulling this in and out of your planner quickly and easily. Line up your acrylic with a template or a page from your planner. And then I'm going to clip mine to the actual template, so hopefully it doesn't shift. I'm using my new favorite tool, the We Are Memory Keepers Industrial Punch. I don't remember the actual name of it, but it's this one, and it's the 1/4 inch punch. So I'm going to line up the holes with my punch hole and get those punched real fast. And I've got plastic flying everywhere, but that's okay. Alright, now to make it easy to pull in and out, you're going to make what looks like keyholes, and you just take your scissors and you just cut a little pie shape. Don't make it too big, just a small pie shape, and make keyhole shapes like that on all your holes. And this will enable you to just pull it in and out of your planner to change days instead of opening the rings, because that's a hassle if you have to open the rings every time you want to move it. Okay, so there are holes. Excuse me. Now, we're going to cut the tab on the top. I'm going to use the Tim Holtz tab die. And a long time ago, I took a white gel pen and I drew lines on these tab dies about 1/4 inch from the edge of the tab, the top edge, so that I could line up whatever I am cutting straight. So let me take this down a little bit. And get my big shot. And quickly just cut the tab out of the top of this. So there's our tab. Now I want the edges, these corners, I want those rounded because they're pretty sharp. That acrylic's pretty thick and it's quite sharp. And plus it just looks better, I think, with the edges rounded. If you don't have a heavy-duty corner chomper, or this is a Zutter 1/4 inch rounded all, if you don't have one of these, just use scissors. And actually this doesn't fit very well in here, but I'm forcing it. And I just want to take that sharp edge off. So there we go. Now I'm going to try and bring the camera over to my computer and see if I can record making the actual name to go on here. If it doesn't work out, then you'll see the finished product. But just remember, keep the, like I said, keep the blue film on your piece until you're almost completely finished. Okay, I'll be right back. I've done this before, so if I am not too smooth about this, please excuse me. But you gotta learn sometime, don't you? I'm already signed in to Design Space. I'm gonna turn my grid on. I always like to have the grid on. I need to insert a rectangle, and I'm gonna make that the size, approximately the size of the bookmark, minus the holes and the tab. So I need a rectangle. And you're not going to be cutting out the rectangle, so it doesn't matter if it's free or not. Just use any rectangle. All right, let's get the sizing right on this. It needs to be 2.5 inches by 7 inches. So let's unlock this, make this 2.5. All right, now I need to get my text. I'm going to put in Shoe Princess 1, and we're going to use a font called, well, let me just do it this way, Sign Painter, right here. The font that I used on my acrylic bookmark is just a little bit dainty. It kind of gets lost on the page. So I used something that was a little heavier, but it was still girly. So we're going to kern these letters together, or bring these letters together, and then we're going to weld it. So I need to ungroup. And I'm going to use the arrows on my keyboard because that will keep everything in line. When they came out with the original Explorer, I was interested, but I thought it would just be too difficult for me to figure out. I'm not real computer savvy, and I was totally intimidated by the Cameo. I'm so impressed with it. I'm gonna weld here. I'm so impressed with all of you who do the Cameo. I really am. But that is just not me. So I waited after the Explorer came out, and I waited for people to comment on it and critique it, and it just looked like it was just so easy to use. So my husband told me to take the plunge, and he bought one for me, and I have to say, one of the best tools I have ever purchased in my life. Love it, love it, love it. Can't say enough good about it. And the customer service for it is wonderful. So anyway, here's our piece, our vinyl piece, and I'm going to go to the cut mat. And when I cut vinyl, I try and make sure that I have it in an area where I can get the vinyl placed just as perfectly as possible with as little waste as possible. So if you move it down, if you have an area where you can butt that vinyl up against a corner and really measure out well, you won't waste so much. So I'll end up cutting this about 2¼ inches by 7¼ inches, that piece of vinyl, and it will be just a waste of 1/4 inch all the way around instead of
putting a big piece of vinyl on here. So I'm going to go cut.
Okay, so I'm done cutting. I'm going to remove this from my machine and close it up and push it out of the way. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but it actually cut. Looks like it cut really nice. So I'm going to get my transfer tape. And their clear transfer tape is so much nicer than the old paper tape. I have some of the old paper transfer tape left over, but I hate it. So I much prefer the clear. Let me get my pick. Sorry about this. Just thought I was ready, huh? Okay, so let me make sure I'm in the shot. If y'all could see how I have this set up to film now, it is hysterical, but it works. So I'm standing on a stool. I have to get up on a stool to do this. But maybe I'll show my setup one day. Y'all think, oh, she's nuts, but hey, it works. You do what you got to do. Pull out all the little inside pieces. I just have to say, I am so thankful for all of you who watch my videos and who have subscribed over the years and been loyal to me. And Bridget is one of them. She has been with me since the beginning, and I was just thrilled when I drew her name. Although you were all deserving. Okay. Make sure I got everything out that I'm supposed to. Get all this off my fingers. Goodness. So as you can see the difference, I mean, this is cute, delicate font, but look how much bolder this is going to be. Well, you can't see. You'll see in just a second. Now I'm going to take my bookmark. Wipe my hands real good. And I'm going to peel off the blue protective film. I'm going to peel it off the top. And then get my transfer tape ready. I don't want to scratch that. Let's move it up. Get my squeegee or burnisher, whatever you want to call it. I like the new Cricut tools, but I will say this. The spatula, I wish I'd have kept my old spatula. The new spatula, I'm not real crazy about because it's not as thin as the old one, so it doesn't work as well. But as far as the other tools, the rest of the tools that come in the new kit, or the newer kit, I like them. Okay, let's see if I've got this down well. I have been etching and monogramming anything that isn't tied down lately. I've been having so much fun doing all that. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Now I'm going to line this up on my grid, and I'm going to tape the bottom of it down so that it doesn't shift while I try to lay this down because you know it's kind of a one-shot deal when it comes to vinyl. Should I do it that way? Oh, see? I caught the edge. Or should I do it this way? That way when it's in, it would show this way. I think that way is better. I don't know. So now I'm second guessing myself. No, I'm going to do it this way, the way I had it at first. Alright, so let me line this up again on my mat and tape it down. See if I can keep it from shifting. And line this up. And I'm using the actual lines on my transfer tape to make sure that I at least get it straight. Because I'm not a good eyeballer. I just love it. All right, let me put my transfer tape back on here. I've been using this piece for I don't know how long. Stuff lasts forever. Works great. Pull off my tape here. Move my mess. Let me get the actual I'm going to pull the blue film off the back now. Ta-da! And then you can just pull it out. So there is the actual bookmark, and it sticks up just enough for you to be able to see it to change your days. I don't know why I opened the rings. You don't have to open the rings to move it. So I'm getting fingerprints all over it. Let me I hope y'all like the tutorial. Bridget, I hope you like your bookmark. And I'll see y'all next time. If you have any questions, just ask. Thanks for watching. Bye.